I got a big update to share with you in regards to regs. That's right, juicy news, everyone. We're also going to talk price action because wheat is pumping. XRP's holding 220. We're also going to talk about fraud because fraud and crypto go like PB and J.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Noxucow. 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 Name the movie and what the hell am I saying? Bitcoin's sitting at night. Oh, no. Your comments come first because you, the viewer, matter most. Drop me something hot, spicy, naughty, relevant. Maybe I'll share it at the beginning of the next video. It sure as hell helps if you got a cool name like Mark Balls. Biggest bag here, buddy. Woohoo. 3.4 million H-bar and biggest fan. Love your warm honesty, Brother Klaus. That's right, I bring you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad, and I bring it to you most times, 3 times a day. Sometimes you get sore down there, don't you? Mr. J.C. Troutman says, since I have Coinbase and PayPal stocks, I hope this means money. Look, exchanges are making money in crypto like, okay, here's the best way to explain it. Remember in like the gold rushes out there? They always showed pictures of the people like panning for gold and they'd have like big nuggets in their pans. Well, that was the rarity, people finding gold, right? That wasn't the commonplace, but like they showed it like it was. You know who really made money in the gold rushes? The people selling picks and shovels, the gold carts, right? The iron, you know, those kind of people. That's who Coinbase is. They're the exchanges. They make money on volume. So when the markets crash and players are selling, guess what? Coinbase is making money. When the markets are rallying and players are buying, guess who's making money? Coinbase is making money. It's all based on volume. All these futures, Coinbase is making money. Yeah, exchanges, they're making money. If I could have done this all over again, I should have been an exchange. Daymother says, the name you could not pronounce means you don't need me. Pim says it means you don't need my name. Bitcoin sitting at 92,466, ETH is 1757, XRP is at 219. We're going to talk about the support. Squeeze at 325, getting deep in the green. I've got my green-blue background on the screen. What are you doing to keep the rally going? XLM's doing 2790 to keep their rally going. Ooh, look at the visual up on the screen. Some colors, everyone. U.S. residents lost over $9 billion in crypto scams in 2024. Told you. Crypto and scams are like peanut butter and jelly. I'm getting kind of hungry. Dinner time for me. Out of the total 16.6 billion in losses, 9.32 billion were lost to crypto-related scams in 2024, up 66% from 2023. Look, we like trends in crypto going up, but not scams. That's bad. Overall, victims submitted almost 150,000 related complaints. Jeez. Individuals aged 60 plus were the major victims of crypto fraud, according to the report. These older victims submitted around 33,000 complaints, up 96,000 from last year. So obviously older people are being the targets, crypto fraud. Here's a hidden stat here. It means you got a lot of older people into crypto. That's a very interesting stat to derive from all this because that means you have a lot broader interest into crypto. We thought crypto was all just like younger dudes and chicks, mostly dudes. Crypto's a sausage fest. By the way, statistically, 7% of you out there that are subscribed are ladies. How many CEOs in the cryptoverse are like women? Probably pretty close to like 7%. There's not many of you, right? So it makes sense. But yeah. Older people being targeted. Overall, crypto scams up 66%. That's not good. Can we fix that? We fix that. We'll get some more trust in the market. We get more trust in the market. What do we get, everyone? We get more money in the market. By the way, this and everything else you see in this video linked in the description below. This goes over the age groups and what their losses were. All right, let's talk updated regs, and then we're going to talk about some price action. House prepares a second stab at a crypto market structure bill. Okay, so we've got a little bit of an update here. I'm told that the discussion draft is expected to be released by the end of this month. This is for the FIT21. Timeline aligns with President Trump's goal of having both the stablecoin and market structure bills passed by the end of this summer. Yo, if stablecoins take past May, we effing suck. Crypto bill? End of summer, yeah, I get. But stablecoins, yo, that is a slam dunkeroni. You better get this done by end of May. Representatives will likely pull from the FIT Innovation Technology for the 21st Century Act, which the House passed last Congress, and they will bring up some other things. Basically, what they want is they want the CFTC to be the primary regulator for digital spot markets, shifting authority from the SEC. But here's the problem, girlfriend. SEC Chair Paul Atkins says digital assets are a top priority for the agency going forward. Wait a minute, this bill wants the CFTC to do it. Atkins wants the SEC to do it. Uh-oh. We kind of come to an impasse here. And impasses mean what, everyone? Power struggles. And power struggles mean what, everyone? It means delays. A top priority of my chairmanship, this comes from Paul Atkins, will be to provide firm regulatory foundation for digital assets through a rational, coherent, and principled approach. We will work to ensure that the United States is the best and most secure place in the world to invest and do business. Paul, the House of Representatives apparently, though, and now remember, this came from the previous generation of the House of Representatives. That's where this bill originated, right? There's some updates been made to it, though. But basically, you've got the House's bill saying, yo, let's shift this over to the CFTC. But yet the SEC guy is like, no, I'm prioritizing digital asset regulation. In his recent statements, Chair Atkins emphasized that a key responsibility of the SEC is to ensure digital assets like cryptocurrencies fit seamlessly within financial regulations. This includes establishing rules that both protect investors and foster innovation. See, we come back to the big problem. This is why Benham Rostam wanted to regulate crypto, and this is why Gary Gensler wanted to regulate crypto. Because whoever gets to regulate crypto gets to regulate this big market in the United States. And that means you would then need what? Lots of money, because you'd have to hire people to regulate this big market, which means your department would get to grow. And who would love to get more money in the government right now while the government's doing cuts? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. See, so crypto is this big cash grab out there for these government workers. See, and what happens is the SEC and CFTC both know, whoa. If we get to control crypto regulation, that means we don't have to fire as many biznachos out there. We would actually have to hire people because we would be in charge of this mega big market. How big is this mega big market? It is $2.93 trillion. We got to hire more peeps, don't we? Yeah. So this all comes back down to power and struggle. So now you got a couple stablecoin bills going on. You got this House bill going on with crypto that wants to move it over to the CFTC, but the new SEC guy is like, yo, girlfriend, this falls under my backyard. While the House is like, no, this actually falls under the CFTC's backyard, which means what, everyone? This means we going into the delayed backyard. And every time there's a delay, that means who makes money? No, it means people lose money. Pull your heads out your butts. People lose money during delays. By the way, here's the Stable Act of 2025. Got updates for you. It's all linked down below. Nothing too cool with this. I'm linking it. I'm doing my job. Doing my journalism job. Citing my sources. Those sources are from Congress, congress.gov. All right, let's talk some crypto market. Volume right now down 32% to $89 billion. Not cool. Why? Because we need more volume than this, but we're also waiting for the tariff news. Now, XRP's volume, almost 4.2. Come on, you couldn't help us out a little bit. 4.17 billion volume. Got rejected here just north of 2.22 billion, but we did get support at 212 or 2.12 billion. So overall, let's take a look at the candlesticks for XRP, see if anything sticks out for us. I'm going to set my alerts for the evening before I go to bed. And yes, girlfriend, I just want to set this one right now at $2 on the low, and I want 230 on the upside. We got rejected at 230 on the upside earlier. $2 support seems pretty strong because recently we've been getting it right around that 203, 204 mark. So my $2 low is just to make sure that something wonky doesn't happen. Look, we don't want the floor to turn into what? The ceiling. And that's why that $2 mark is extremely important. Will these rallies hold? Look, it all comes down to tariffs. I know you're tired of hearing of that word. Trust me, I am too. But you know what? We just got to eat the tariff poop sandwich, and then things will get a lot better than this. Because the market capital is going to stay on the sidelines until the tariff poop sandwich gets dealt with. Look at this. I'm going to show you something really cool. We're going to Google this. Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay, we're going to put that on the screen, and we're going to click on this. Look at this one-day swing. Beginning of the market, 39,455. Yeah, check it out. Then we got down to 39.3s. Then we get all the way over here to 40,100. So we're all over the freaking place. Yeah. Nutso world. Volatility. And this is within the Dow Jones, which is supposed to be Boringsville. So even the stock markets are like, go, girlfriend. Figure something out with this Chinese guy. We got to get this tariff thing going. We're all tired of this bullshit. We don't want any more delays. No House of Representatives. We don't want you and the SEC and the Cftc doing this power struggle crap. Just give us some damn regs. Let's move on with this so the markets can move on. We want this to be a juicy summer. Okay, so we've got kind of a brouhaha brewing here between the CFTC and the SEC on who is going to regulate crypto. And it really comes down to power and control. And especially now with the United States government, with all the budget cuts, how cool would that be if you're the head of the SEC, or you're the head of the CFTC, and all of a sudden there's this big cash cow out there where you're like, oh, El Presidente, I can't cut my staff. I have to now regulate crypto, which means I actually have to hire people, not fire people, or at least be staff neutral, which would be great because you don't have to be a bad person to lay off a bunch of people. Right? So that's why crypto is like this huge like life raft for one of those two agencies out there. And remember, the House is sitting here going, yo, CFTC. The Senate's over here going, we don't give a shit about that. We just want to deal with stable coins right now. And the House is like, well, we kind of have our agenda over here. And yeah, I just hope what happens, or what I hope doesn't happen, is that when these bills kind of mature a little bit, that we don't start arguing it over in the chambers. And I'll share that stuff with you, because when we start getting the calendars updated, I've got my training calendar here. I fill it out as I go along. Yeah, sorry. But as I get the calendars from the House and from the Senate, I'm going to update with you. We'll be doing some live streams regarding that, because that's going to tell us exactly what we are to expect. Are they going to work together on stuff, or are we going to be sitting here summer of 2025, twiddling our little dongs and chicks playing with their things and boobies and stuff like that, going, oh, we still don't have regs yet? Oh, it's the summer of 2025 and we still don't have stablecoin regs, and money's like totally piling up on the sidelines. And then all of a sudden it's freaking Halloween and I'm doing like Halloween jokes and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, don't worry guys, we're going to be getting stablecoin regs sometime around Halloween, or else the ghost of blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden I start doing Santa Claus Christmas jokes, and then it's saying, oh, Santa Claus this year is going to bring you the best gift ever. We're going to get stablecoin regs and crypto regs and Christmas. Like, I just don't want to do that. I want to get this shit over with so we can start like moving on with the market, so that these players can move on with the market. Imagine this, okay? Here's a really good parallel for you. Let's pretend you or your spouse works for a really big international company, okay? And there's this job promotion, right? This job offer. And the boss says to you or your spouse, okay? And let's just say it's your spouse, all right? Just to make this more like suspenseful, okay? Says to your spouse, you know what? There's this opening, but you might have to travel halfway across the world. The pay is jumblies, you know, it's really cool. Huge promotion, huge career advancement, all this kind of stuff. We'll let you know here in the next, few weeks what's going on with that. And you're just sitting here going, oh, I don't know what to do. I mean, we don't know yet. We need to hear more details. We need to hear this. A few weeks come and they're like, look, we're not sure yet. The company reorganized over there. They got new regional leadership. We're waiting to see what they say budget-wise. That plant, they're doing some weird things over there. We're not sure yet. So you're like, okay, cool. few more weeks pass, you know, do you say to your boss, like, hey, boss man, like, what's going on? Like, is that thing still going or not? Like, there's opportunities here, but I know that one's really good. And, you know, my wife or my husband is like, yo, so are we moving or not? And he's like, look, you know, we really don't know what's going on. It's still something that we're looking at, but we haven't heard anything yet. And there's new leadership, and that leadership is trying to figure. And before you know it, it's just like a stressful mess. That's where we're at right now. And I guess I just don't want this to be dragged out even further. So I'll be bringing you the updates as it happens. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so we can also beat Papa John's, because they're beating us by like 2,000 subs. So we're going to beat Papa John's. Trust me. We're going to beat Papa John's. And then when we beat Papa John's, I'm going to probably troll them like all hell on Twitter and YouTube, because that's just, I think, something worthwhile that we should do. So yeah, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out. And choo-choo what? Choo-choo bitches, girlfriend.